going on?
Nothing, man. I'm excited to work with you.
I have questions in case it gets boring.
Oh, sweet. Oh,
They're good questions.
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah. But I'm going to have to read off my friend because there's some words that are really hard.
Well, like you
I
said,
added a good word in there. I'm getting better at it.
not having to really, like, actually, attend middle school.
I told my mom I was doing this, and she was like, when Brent has a turn, Brent, your turn over.
Get plenty of chances.
That's 5 this week.
Tyree wrote down the freshmen that are playing in the game.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, the JV guys.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
It's going to be one of those things that Tyrese going to come up here and be like, are you effing kidding me? Because every time we need him, it's like such a simple
Some
thing.
symbol, yeah.
And no one can learn.
Still down there?
Let's start doing it so we can get. All right. We are live from Estes Athletic Center.
Wait, we're not actually.
We are live from Estes Athletic Center and working to get this video going for the sites for tonight's game, but we got sounds maybe going. Fork Union Military Academy in town to take on the 13-8 Trinity Episcopal Titans, and Titans' first possession resulted in a turnover. For Union possession, they run the clock all the way, the shot clock down and miss. And deep three by Alex Chaikin is no good, but Keaton Gregory with the first points of the game. So still having an issue with our video up here, but I don't know if we're live. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't know if anybody's listening. But if they are, they would be able to hear two of the best class of 2025 young people that I know, as Trey Coles misses a three, and that is Tony Benitez, Carson Beatty. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's up, Mr. Hamlin?
All right, Brent Thompson just made a little shot in the lane to make the lead 4-0 Trinity, 4-0. Just about 2 minutes in here. Titans get a steal. And Chaikin misses another three. Held ball possession to Fork Union. Maybe this. Titans come out in a press, and now we have another held ball, and this one will go to the Titans. All right, so we are on the air. It's basically a radio broadcast at this point because the video isn't working, but we do have several people listening to this stream. Thank you. Sorry about, I'm not sure why our huddle cam's not working, but we just saw Alex Chaikin take the Titan lead up to 6-0, and now it's a foul on Mason Patrick, the first foul of either team. And about 2.5 minutes in, Trinity with a 6-0 lead. We're going to continue to work on getting the pictures going here for you folks tonight. You like number 1 shoes for Fuma? All right, that is Siege Nelson. Carson likes your shoes as Trey Coles hits a 3. I would say, Carson, you should look up Siege on Instagram, but I'm pretty sure at Fork Union they can't have Instagram, so it's probably not going to work out tonight. 9-0 after Trey Coles' 3, so really fantastic start for the Titans.
Yeah, great start for them.
Number 2 has the same shoes too. Maybe they're brothers.
They are not, as the roster indicates. That is Tyler.
Ooh,
Alex
Maglamont.
Chaikin with another 3. Just
Yeah,
misses.
that's about the only thing that hasn't gone the Titans' way early is Chaikin uncharacteristically missing some open 3s, but it's been a balanced scoring effort, I think, so far. We've seen buckets by 4 of the 5 starters. We've had 2 points each for Keaton Gregory, Mason Patrick, Brent Thompson, and then a 3-pointer by Trey Coles. There's Mason Patrick again. Mason is so good around the basket as he extends the lead up to 11-0. And I'm impressed with how the Titans have started just from a standpoint of Fork Union struggled a little bit this year. They're 4-16. These two teams played about 3 weeks ago up at Fork Union, and the Titans got a large victory, but I was kind of concerned might be flat coming out here. This game is sort of a sandwich in between collegiate, pretty big rivalry game last Friday. The Trinity won. St. Christopher's coming up this coming Friday. Here, big rivalry game. And even when I looked at the schedule at the beginning of the season, I was worried, like, ooh, this Fuma game, they could come out really flat.
Yeah.
But, and obviously, well, obvious to us, not obvious to our viewers since the camera's not working, but it is not a full house tonight here at Estes Athletic Center.
I actually asked Mason about the game on Friday, and he was like, no, Carson, I have to get ready for tonight before I worry about Friday.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's there he is.
Gets
There's
an and one.
There's that man with the and 1, Mason Patrick leading the way so far in the early going. But yeah, that's that next game mentality that you have to have as an athlete. And Carson, I feel like you do a great job of that as a 2-sport star here in field hockey and softball.
Yeah, I try. I do look for the big games, though.
Well, it paid off in a first team all Metro, right?
Yep.
And Chaikin puts on pressure in the backcourt, but it does go out of bounds to Fork Union. But the Titans have been really aggressive, and I like Coach Blazer going with the press early. It's a good way, I think, to avoid that flat spot is forcing the guys to get out and trap and run.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, if Trinity does come out with the win tonight, isn't this 100th win?
It would be Coach Blazer's 100th win. That's exactly right, Carson. And I just had a chance to talk to him a little bit before the game about it. And he was in a very reflective mood. He talked about having worked with many great players and coaches through the years. And as Brent Thompson pulls up for a long 2, misses, but Mason Patrick with the offensive rebound, and he'll shoot 2 foul shots. Again, if you're just joining us, we're having troubles with our camera tonight, so right now we're just a radio broadcast. But Titans lead at 13-2, and we are about halfway through the first quarter. But no, I was telling Blaze, my 100th win also came against Fork Union. And so there was a little bit of symmetry with that. Symmetry, you know what that means, Carson? It's like, you know,
Oh,
some
when
of the
it's like
same on both sides. Yeah.
Oh, I knew that.
So there you go. Mason hit 1 out of 2, extends the lead to 14-2. Nice trap, and it's going to be a timeout for Fork Union, but it's a good job by Brent Thompson, and I believe it was Alex Chaikin who trapped the ball handler right across midcourt. Tony, you played basketball. You know, that place where they trapped him, call that the coffin corner.
Yeah.
You know why?
You got half court, out of bounds, and you got your two guys trapping in the corner.
Why is it the coffin?
A lot of turnovers right there.
Well, because you get in that spot, yeah, you're pretty much
You're
dead.
done, yeah.
So that's exactly from the Titan standpoint where you want to force him to pick up his dribble, and from the ball handler standpoint, that's the last place you want to be. But they
Yeah.
did a good job imposing their will on the ball handler there.
Yeah.
All right, so coming out of the timeout, Titans up 14-2.
Back to what you said, the bench looks like they have lots of energy too.
Yeah, and that bench a little bit longer tonight than it has been in recent games, as Titans pulled up 4 of the junior varsity players to dress out and hopefully get some minutes tonight. And at this rate, they're probably going to get some minutes.
Yep.
Another Fork Union turnover as Brent Thompson knocked it off the knee of the ball handler.
Yeah, earlier at lunch, Maddox was telling all the girls to come to the game.
It seems like it didn't pay off very much, as there aren't a lot of students here. But if they came out, they would see Big Bro Mason, who is now up to, I think, 7 points to lead the way. Oh, Alex Chaikin with the and one.
Nice
He
and one right there.
tried to dunk it. He got knocked off course with the foul, but still was able to finish the tough layup and going to go to the line. And I looked at Fork Union scores, coming in. They are, again, 4-16. So obviously they've had some struggles, but they played some teams, reasonably close. So I thought it might be a challenge again for the Titans if they were flat, and Fork Union might come in and surprise them. But so far there's been no evidence of that. Mason's going to get called for over the back. One thing you do notice about Fork Union, not a lot of height on this team, and Trinity's taking advantage by really attacking the paint and scoring a lot of points around the basket.
We got Saran Nelson in the game.
Yeah, Turan's really impressed me this season. He only knows how to play hard.
Great defense by Turan right there.
Tony, did you play with Turan on
I
JV?
did. Yeah. Yeah.
How was that battling him in practice?
I mean, Turan was super raw. He was pulling up from the volleyball lines, just draining every shot and seeing him on varsity, and just how he's excelled in his game, just awesome to see.
Yeah, he played a huge role in several games this year, including the collegiate game here, overtime win. He had huge minutes in that one. He kind of is able to defend all positions because he's quick enough to guard out on the perimeter, but he's strong enough, even though he's not extremely tall. And they list him at 6'5". There ain't no way he's 6'5".
No.
But even against taller guys, he's so strong. You can move him away from the basket, and he's just really physical. He did just get called for a foul there, and Fork Union makes the first and now the second free throw. So they cut it to 18-4. That was Sija Nelson with those 2 free throws. He comes all the way from Washington State.
Wow.
And
Good look by Trey Coles to Turan Nelson.
there's Turan Nelson with an and one, makes it 20-4. Our producer Simon continues to be hard at work trying to bring the pictures to you.
And I got to tell you, Trinity's full court press really seems like it's working. Caused a lot of turnovers for extra points for the Titans.
Absolutely, Tony. Yeah, I mean, they're really aggressive with it. Smell a little bit of blood in the water. Good take there for the Blue Devils. That's Isaac Torre from Midlothian, Virginia. But Trey Coles responds with a 3, 23-6. Just over 2 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Nice ball movement.
Good
Deuce
movement.
Mason from 3 in the corner, no good, but Trey Coles with the rebound. Mason Patrick's three, no good. Another rebound. This time it's Teran Nelson. Trey Coles, it's a third three of this possession, also missed. And finally, Fork Union comes up with a rebound. And they get the bucket in transition.
Good take.
Alexander Abram from Crandall, Texas. And it's fun to look at, as Alex Shakin misses another three, it's fun to look on the roster at where all these Fork Union players are from. Of course, it's a boarding school, so you got Washington State, Texas, Connecticut, a couple guys from Rwanda. That's in Africa.
Yeah.
And New Hampshire, as well as several from Virginia. Trey Coles with the rebound. He's a little slow to get up in the backcourt, but he's fine, I think. Chaikin takes it strong.
Got a little limp.
Yeah, Trey Coles is still a little – you're right, he's limping a little. Deuce Mason with a steal. He gets taken
great
down.
effort right there.
Deuce is tough. You know, one of the –
Gets right up, too.
one of the nice things about being on the shorter side, and all three of us can attest to this, is when you get knocked down, you don't have that fall to far.
That is true.
And Deuce is going to shoot two as Titans are in the bonus here in the first quarter. I asked Deuce in class today, so he got good minutes on varsity football this year as a freshman. He's obviously contributing on varsity basketball, and he's a track, I won't say star yet because he hasn't done a high school meet, but he also runs track in the spring. I asked him what's his favorite of those three sports to play. He really struggled.
Yeah, it's
He
tough.
really struggled. He didn't want to give me an answer. I said, I got to have an answer. I'm not taking no comment. You can only pick one. And he said, my favorite, if I had to say to play, is basketball.
I was gonna guess football.
He said basketball is what's the most fun for him to play. But then he did say, but the single most fun thing for him to do as an athlete is in track to chase someone down from behind and pass him at the finish line. Nearly a steal by Teran Nelson, but
Good move.
ended up knocking it out of bounds instead.
It's that full court press again.
I was not a fan of track at all.
No?
I'm not fast if there's not like a ball involved.
Yeah, you weren't that fast when we raced either, but
Yeah, alright. That was freshman year.
Who won?
the guy in his 40s.
Pretty sure I was hurt that day. Just saying.
All right, 25-8. It is Fork Union on the line here. CJ Nelson hits the first.
He's
And
my favorite on that team. Just because of his shoes.
his shoes. You probably like how he wears number one. You got to have a certain confidence to wear number one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. What do you wear, Carson? What number?
I wear 20.
And in softball as well?
No, it's all I wear
4?
4.
Okay. See, early appearance here and a three by Darian Irvin, and he steps right in.
There we go.
First time touching the ball. Darian Irvin knocks down the three. Teran got away with a foul there.
Yeah.
And now
Good shot.
CJ Nelson hits a three. He's the leading scorer for Fork Union as they're into double figures. 28-12 here late in the first.
Good ball movement for the
Yeah,
Titans.
down to about 12 seconds.
Deuce
Deuce Mason turns it over. Fork Union's got a chance here. 3-2, long three from the right wing is no good. So at the end of one quarter, your score is Trinity Episcopal 28, Fork Union Military Academy 12. And Tony, I'll start with you. First quarter, what stood out to you?
Titans defense for sure, trying to extend that gap, allowing the offense to kind of take control of the game, and just widening the score. The full court press seemed like it was working. Got the guys moving, they were hustling up and down the court, and it caused a lot of turnovers for Fuma. So I think they should continue that into the second quarter. But yeah, everything's great for the Titans.
Carson, what jumped out to you besides the shoes of CJ Nelson?
Probably Deuce. come into a varsity game, and I've seen him do it a couple of times against Collegiate, maybe St. Chris, but I really like Deuce.
I do too. I really like how Deuce carries himself. He has a lot of confidence.
Great kid.
But, yeah, he's a great kid. I mean, the fact that y'all as older students, as it looks like we got the pictures working now, Simon tirelessly worked that whole first quarter, and it's a little bit pixelated, so we might need to work on that. But I think we're going to be good to go here for the rest of the way. But, yeah, like for y'all as older students and also, you know, popular athletic kids like yourselves, to give props to Deuce says a lot about the impression he's already made in these first few months as a Titan. And good block there by Mason as the starting five is back in for the Titans.
Oh, good spin move.
Good save by Brent Thompson. So, you know, it's a tough transition for me here. Oh, Keaton, that's my guy. Good rebound by Keaton. I thought he was the key to the collegiate win. Keaton is
6'8"?
listed at 6'8", yeah, and as just a freshman, I think he's going to grow. But yeah, for me, he was the key in the collegiate win. He had 9 points, 9 rebounds, played for 28 minutes, and collegiate kept trying to get him away from the basket and get him to guard on the perimeter, and he just held his own, did a really solid job. And he was really good at Woodbury last week, too. I watched that stream, and he's, yeah, that's well put. That's what I was just about to say. He just keeps getting better. Yeah, I think he's been hanging out with people that are bringing out, bringing the shyness out of him. All right, 2 shots for Mason. No, I was going to say it's kind of a hard transition because that first quarter with no video kind of felt like a radio announcer, and now it's a little bit of a different skill set now that people can actually see what's happening. But what you maybe didn't see if you were listening in the first quarter, but Tony alluded to this, just how aggressive the Titans were in the first quarter. I mean, they probably forced 8, maybe 10 Fuma turnovers.
A lot for sure.
Mason missed both free throws, and I know that's been a point of emphasis for Mason. He had a slump at the line, then he got hot, but he gets fouled so often, he needs to be able to knock down his foul shots.
He does, yeah.
I think he shoots the most free throws on the team.
He's so aggressive on offense, you know.
It's a defensive breakdown there for sure for the Titans, and good strong take by Tyler Manglikmat.
Oh. There's that full court press.
Yeah, and that's a lazy reach by Alex.
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve of mine in basketball when people plant their feet and swing down. Just, you got to keep moving your feet.
It's all about lateral movement. Yeah.
Exactly. You play shortstop, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe back in the day.
What do you mostly play in baseball?
Catcher.
Oh, not a lot of lateral movement there.
No, not a lot.
Mason wants to throw it down. You can tell he's frustrated with himself that he didn't dunk it all the way, but he got the 2 points, and that's got him well into double figures here in the first half. And at halftime, if you found this stream, then you will easily be able to find on our Trinity Athletics RVA YouTube page, you will be able to find all our podcasts. And our most recent podcast last week was an interview with Mason Patrick as well as Alex Chaikin. And they were great to talk to. Both really intelligent, thoughtful young men. So I encourage you maybe at halftime to check out that interview that Sofia Huerta and I did with those 2 gentlemen. And if you go back a little further, you might find a podcast featuring our own Carson Beatty. She's been on a couple times. In fact, I believe still has the record for the most views of any TESPN podcast. As the Blue Devils hit a 3, CJ Nelson, he's got over half the points for Fort Union. Unofficially, I've got Nelson down for 11 of their 17 points. Timeout call by Coach Blazer. And 30-second timeout. Well, it's got at least like 666 views, which is, I wanted to just stay at that number because it's perfect for you, Carson. And Tony, are you on the podcast this week?
Yeah, I'll be with Hagan.
Yeah, talking to Stefan Woodson and hopefully
Sims.
Nathan Sims. Yeah. I talked to Stefan. He's in.
I'll get Nathan.
All right, back to the action at hand. 32-17. Trinity Episcopal on top. Deuce Mason with a turnover. Can be an over-the-back call against Fort Union. That foul goes on Moses Ratton. He comes to Fort Union from New Hampshire.
I wonder if they like away games. Probably.
Yes, I think so. Another missed 3 by Chaikin. Hopefully he's getting all these misses out of his system tonight, and he'll be on fire Friday. But if he's not going to make the 3, go ahead and take it to the basket, and he does a nice job there. Yeah, it does look like there's some blood on his cheek. I think it's coming out of his head, but they're going to need to get Alex some attention there. And yeah, so we got Darian Irvin coming back in, who hit a 3 in the first quarter, and want to shout out to all the athletic trainers out there that step up in times of blood, like Miss Kelsey here at Trinity Episcopal, or Brandy Beatty over there at Benedictine. They playing tonight, cadets?
Yeah.
They're playing Woodbury, I think. That should be a good one. Big Prep League game tonight over at St. Christopher's Stab and St. Chris. As Trey Coles hits the 3 and puts the Titans up by 20. And if Stab beats St. Christopher's tonight, then I thought that might have been a travel. Then the Titans will have the opportunity, if they hang on to this, and if they could beat the Saints on Friday, Trinity would go into second place in the league. Keaton Gregory, no good on the layup. Nice finish there, Alexander Abram. Good pass by Irvin. Yeah, if you can get in that high post against the zone, good things should happen. Mason Patrick back to the free throw line for 3rd or 4th time tonight. Mason missed the first. Need him to make this one. And the second free throw is good. And now Mason's going to get a break. So we got a little bit of a smaller lineup. Deuce Mason, Brent Thompson, Trey Coles, Darian Irvin, and Teran Nelson. Going to get Deuce call for the foul there. I enjoy watching Deuce's dad. He's the one sitting right there at midcourt because he's a ref, so he knows all the refs. And when Deuce gets called for something, he has this smile like either you got that one right or come on, But he doesn't give him too much of a hassle because he knows how it is to be a ref. And I don't think he's allowed to not. He did before his son went here, but he can't now. But that was a nice and one for Fuma there to cut it to 15. But he reffed plenty of games that I coached in. So it was actually funny when I first started teaching Deuce because he's like, oh, my dad's told me all this stuff about you. But I didn't know which ref was his dad. So I had him pull up a picture. Right, like imagine it's the first day of school, kid comes into class, he's like, yeah, my dad reffed a bunch of your games. And I'm like, is this a guy who, I got in trouble with or what? Then when he showed me, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's one of the good ones. And speaking of Deuce, he gets a steal and draws the foul there.
Just missed the and one right there.
But now I don't think he's allowed to ref our games, obviously, with his son out there. That would be a bit of a conflict. Yeah, he's a good dude, though. He's a good dude. And Deuce made the first. Missed the second. But no, there was an article in the Richmond paper today as let me finish, see what happens on this play. Good take by Darian, but he missed. Great rebound by Brent. Couldn't finish the layup, but Brent gets a hand in for the steal. What a pass by Trey. Brent misses another layup and lost it out of bounds, and he's going to get a technical. And I know what he said, and something you can't say, and it's going to be a profanity technical. And unfortunately, when the gym is as relatively low attended as this evening's game,
Everyone heard that.
Everyone heard that. Yeah. In a packed gym like it's going to be on Friday, you can get away with saying pretty much whatever because people can't hear you. But it's like I was talking to a certain parent. I won't say their name, but they have one child who plays football and another that plays field hockey. And this parent was saying how at football games he can yell at the refs all he wants because the refs can't hear him. Mm-hmm. But then he starts yelling at the refs at the field hockey games, and it's so quiet. They're like, what are you doing?
And he was doing that.
We'll leave it at that. But they make one of the two technical free throws. And under 2 minutes to go in the first half, and Fork Union's cut it to 12. This is probably the closest it's been since early on. Trey Coles with a quick three. I don't love that shot. I don't love the just dribble up and shoot a three. No passes against a set defense. And as much as we credited Trinity for not coming out flat the second quarter, it's really been a pretty poor performance, if we're being honest. After a 20-point lead, just some sloppy shots, missed layups. Good rebound by Teran there as he gets it off to Mason. And what a take.
Great take.
Mason Patrick, coast to coast. So I want to finish this thought about this article I saw in the Times-Dispatch today. It's about how in almost all high school sports right now, it should be a travel call, almost all the high school sports we have a crisis of lack of officials. There's just not enough. And it cited I mean, there's a couple things. During COVID, a lot of the older refs, there were no games, and they just didn't feel like coming back once we got back to playing. And I get that because COVID was sort of what brought upon me stepping away from coaching basketball. So I understand like the amount of energy it would take to crank back up. Not everybody had that in them. But also abuse from players, coaches, and fans. And a lot of these guys and women are like, we don't get paid enough to come out to these games and get abused. We'd rather, I could drive Uber Eats and make just as much money and not have to listen to people tell me I'm blind and I'm deaf or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a problem like for you all as athletes, for me as a coach, and just as a huge fan of high school sports. Like we've had some problems like this fall, and it could happen again in the spring with weather where if we postpone a game, they can't reschedule it because the refs are all booked. So as much as we get all frustrated from time to time with officials, and I've been there as well, we got to remember they're human. They make mistakes, just like Deuce has had a turnover and Brent missed 2 layups and Alex missed a bunch of threes. Like the players aren't perfect and the refs aren't perfect and they miss calls. But when it's like, we heard at Chapel yesterday about like microaggressions, which I don't want to get into a big discussion on that, but like if night after night all winter you're a basketball ref and everyone tells you you're terrible, I can understand not wanting to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But if nobody does it, we can't have games. And all these like iconic rivalries that we love, as Chaikin hits a 3 after I just said how he missed a bunch of threes in my face on that one. But good to see Alex nail a 3-pointer. Anyway, just something to think about. Next time you're catching and your pitcher, Lawson McLeod, throws a strike right in the corner and they call it a ball. When you're tempted to say like, "What are you, blind, Blue? You stink." Remember, without him, there is no game. 3-pointer at the buzzer.
Wow, great shot.
Seja Nelson, and gotta say, Fork Union goes into the half with some momentum as they cut what was a 20-point lead down to 14. So Coach Blazer 16 minutes away from getting that 100th career win, and I still feel pretty confident the Titans should do it, but they're going to need to clean it up from what was a pretty sloppy second quarter. All right, Carson, I'll start with you this time. Just from the second quarter, really the first half in general, what are some things that stand out for you?
Not like stand out, but I feel like the energy level, like on the bench, and on the court, definitely needs to get picked up. To keep the momentum going in the second half.
I'm glad you said that because for me, energy is maybe, it's one of like at least top 3 most important things to me in high school sports. Energy, chemistry, and teamwork are huge no matter the sport, whether it's field hockey, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever. And I think the first quarter I was really impressed with the Titans' energy, knowing that it's a sparse crowd, knowing that it's a team that you beat by 40-some points a couple weeks ago. I was worried that they would come out with poor energy, but they came out with pretty great energy, jumped out to, a 13-0 lead, 23-6, things like that. But since then, Fuma has outscored the Titans, and I think Carson hit the nail on the head. The energy level dipped. Tony, other thoughts for you?
I feel like Puma's offense, they kind of turned that on in the second quarter. Started knocking down some threes, had some good takes to the basket. And it really feels like, again, their energy level started to rise as the Titans fell. So just a great job by Puma in the second quarter. It felt like they dominated.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Fork Union. I mean, they've lost 6 or 7 in a row coming in. They get way behind. You could have seen them get discouraged, but instead they've chipped away at it and given themselves at least a chance to feel like they could get back in this game. And a guy I used to coach with always said military schools never quit. And, I mean, You know, they got nothing else to look forward to but a long bus ride back to the barracks. So, like, they might as well put it all out there, you know, and I think they did that in the second quarter. So I give them credit, as well as their head coach, David Kaplan, who's in his first year at the helm there at Fork Union, for that never say die attitude. I'm sure Coach Blazer right now is telling his guys, when we moved the ball and we're unselfish, we got great shots. And when we ramped up our defensive intensity, we created turnovers. And when they got away from that, second quarter, bad shot selection and way less defensive energy. And the result was a 20-point lead being cut down to 12 and now sitting at 14.
Mr. Hamlin, as you being a former coach, coming into these games where you're a little overly confident, what do you think is the main focus as a coach?
It is so it is. I go back to those three things I said before: energy, chemistry, and teamwork. Because the tendency in these type of games and the poison in these type of games is getting focused on getting mine, right? So it's like you think to yourself, all right, we're playing a team we're expected to beat. We beat them by a lot before. I'm averaging 11 a game. I'm going to get me 20 tonight, you know, having that mindset. But if everybody has that mindset, then you stop playing as a team. And I don't think they did that in the first quarter, but that would be my thing. Like, so what I would say before a game like this is we know we're the superior team. If we play with energy, play as a team, play with chemistry, we'll all eat. You know, we'll all get ours. And so we got to stay in character. And the other thing is, it's not just about tonight. It's not just about winning this one game. It's all about stacking toward what your ultimate goal is this season. So the Titans come in on a 2-game winning streak. Last week winning at Woodbury and at Collegiate, which were both games I think going into people felt like were kind of toss-up games. Woodbury's had a good season, and we hadn't won there in a few years. And Collegiate, you know, had taken us to overtime here, so felt like going to their place was going to be a challenge. And then even the game before that against Stab, who's obviously a great team, played them. It was only a 3-point game with about 3 minutes left. So I think the Titans have been playing their best basketball of the season in the last couple of weeks. And so to me it's about we're not just playing Fork Union, we're playing our ceiling. And that's what we have to challenge ourselves every single night. Because ultimately, okay, maybe you can play sloppy and still get a win tonight, but that's not going to get it done on Friday against St. Christopher's. That's not going to get it done next week when you see Woodbury and see Benedictine again, as well as have a trip to Stab. And it's not going to get it done in the Prep League tournament. And this Titan team is, you know, very much on the bubble for states right now. Ranked 11th, 12 make it. They've got to stack wins on top of each other to make the state tournament. And so it's kind of a long-winded answer, but for me it's like the opponent has to stay irrelevant to what we do. And that's why I was so impressed in the first quarter that they didn't seem to take it lightly, but in the second quarter it got sloppy. It did. You can't deny that. Defensive effort wasn't great. Offensively, the ball stopped moving. Shot selection was not where it needs to be. And I know this coaching staff will remind them of all that at halftime and get them rolling again.
As a freshman, I was definitely guilty of when we played teams that we beat before, that I would get a little selfish and try to give me a couple goals.
It happens, and that's human nature, and it is a maturity thing. And this is still, all things considered, a pretty young team. Only 2 seniors with Chaikin and Trey Coles. And even those 2 guys, you know, Alex came in here as a sophomore, Trey is a junior. So you don't have any, you know, 4-year program guys right now. And exactly. And Brent. So that's, you know, 4-year starting 5, and then the 5th is a freshman. So it is still like learning that mindset that this is Trinity basketball. What matters is the name on the front of the jersey. And look, I hear it in my classroom every day. And y'all have been in there, like I hear people like, oh, it's, you know, it's just this team tonight, it's just that team tonight. Like, oh, we'll crush, we'll do that. You know, I'm going to get me 20. Like, you can't have that mindset. And usually when I overhear that stuff, I just kind of let it go because I know it's all part of the maturation process. But sometimes, like, especially if it's like y'all who I have so much respect for, like, I would call you out. You know, if this spring, Tony, I overhear you say before a certain game, like, "Oh, we're playing a homeschool team. I'm going 4 for 4 today." Like, I would be like, "Tony, like, lock in." Or even worse, like, it's a game day on a Tuesday, and you're playing someone that afternoon that you expect to beat, but then you've also, let's say, got a Benedictine a couple of days later. Like, you can't be talking about that. You know, you can't be talking about the Benedictine game that's in 48 hours when you've got the homeschool in 2 hours. And it is a trap that we all get in, and even as coaches you do. Even as announcers we do. I mean, there's a countdown in my classroom on the board to a game that's still over a week away. And there's several games in between then. And fans have that luxury, but the players, the coaches do not. So that is my first Tuesday speaker series. Yeah, my guess is he just got like a fingernail, like cut him, and yeah, he had that little bit of blood. But I think he went back in the game late after Miss Kelsey got him bandaged up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so, you know, originally I wasn't going to broadcast this game tonight, but 2 things changed it for me. Well, 3. Hearing that y'all were going to do it, I definitely wanted the chance to work with 2 of my favorite people in this community, and I thought we'd have a great time up here. But also when I heard about the JV guys who were who were going to dress out and potentially get to play, I was like, I can't miss that because, you know, I teach Maddox, I teach Kevin, and then also Lil Zay, I'm always chopping it up with him. I don't know Blake quite as well, but I've enjoyed watching him in some of the JV games. And so I definitely felt like, you know, I want to be there when Maddox when and if he gets his first points in a varsity game. Or when Kevin Cronheim, who he used to go to my basketball camp back when he was 7, 8, 9 years old. I've been knowing Kevin since he was in like the 3rd grade. So I really want to be here, you know, for those guys. They haven't gotten in yet, but if these guys take care of business in the 3rd quarter, hopefully we'll see those young men get some run out in the 2nd half.
Yeah, hopefully.
And well, as that 3 is missed, the good news about those guys, especially Noah Maddox and Kevin and Zay like I do, that's a confident bunch. And especially the way they're rolling on the JV with their record at, I think it's about 12-2. I might be off by a game or 2, but, I mean, they're undefeated in the prep league. Like, those guys are rolling in here with some confidence for sure. And I bet you Blake as well, even though, like I said, I don't know Blake Cullither quite as well. But I think just the way he carries himself, he's been here for 3 years. He's a great golfer, which it takes a ton of confidence to be successful in that sport. Gosh, Mason's gotten to the line, what, about 9 times now. That one goes in and out. You got to practice what you got to practice, and
there we go.
Paid off on that one. But, yeah, back to your point, Carson, it would be awesome to see Maddox and Mason out there together, something I expect we'll see a lot of next year. And their big brother is on the team up at Hampden-Sydney, who is #1 in the nation right now in Division III basketball, although they did just get L to Randolph-Macon on Sunday. So they may drop down out of that first spot, but they're having an incredible season up at Sydney.
It's all good. They'll bounce back.
Tony, is that where you want to go?
Possibly. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know yet.
I could see that.
Beautiful school.
if you don't get drafted right out of high school.
Of course. Yeah.
Mason's going to be going back to the free throw line.
Did you guys in your grade go to Hampton City? I thought it was during football season.
There was a camp. Yeah.
I visited there a couple times in high school.
It's a nice school.
All right, Mason back to the line where he spent a lot of time this evening. And he just went 1 out of 2 a minute ago. This time he goes 1 out of 2 again. But I think Mason will be the first to tell you that's not good enough. So the lead's still at 14 where it was at the half. Fumo, one thing I've noticed as they've chipped away this lead is they have been a lot more patient. Look up. I thought Keaton had Alex if he'd looked up. Trey Coles misses the 3. CJ Nelson, who's been excellent for Fuma in those, I don't even know what to describe that color, but those bright shoes. He's led the way, really, I think, in all categories. Certainly points, but also he's had several rebounds, a couple steals. And now he's going to the free throw line.
Those are really bright shoes.
What's that color called, Carson?
Neon pink, baby.
I heard you might play next year. That's a rumor that started this morning. It was started by you, and you just squashed it. All right, Nelson made the first. And he hits them both. Lead back down to a dozen. Alex Shakin hits the 3. He's made a couple in a row now. Yeah, I mean, he's got the green light all day on a shot like that.
For sure.
Good pass as well, cross court from Trey Coles. Keaton with the block.
Brent Thompson.
Good effort by Keaton, but rebound secured by Isaac Torre. Yeah, that's another one of those reaching fouls on Alex. He had one in the first half as well that's just a little bit lazy. And Alex has improved so much defensively in his time here. That's actually one of the things we talked to him about on the podcast last week. I know he takes a lot of pride in his defense now, and he'll want to do better than those reaching fouls. I like that entry pass. Love the inside out 3.
Wow.
That's my favorite kind of 3. So I was talking about this actually with someone earlier today. So Alex has his feet set facing the basket. Keaton kicks it out to him. All he has to do is catch and put it up. It makes the percentage go up 20 points versus if you think about like you get a pass from the top of the key that comes out to the wing, you got to catch it here, then get – but when it's inside out like that, like you're already facing, comes back, it's
You're ready to go.
it's just such an easy shot. And for someone like Alex, that might as well be a layup.
Yeah.
But you got to give a lot of credit to Keaton there. You know, instead of forcing up a tough one, he put it right in his shooting pocket. I hope they'll show that at film tomorrow. Put the ball in Alex's shooting pocket. He'll take care of the rest. Great D by Keaton. Oh, come on, Mason. You can't take yourself out of the play like that, especially on CJ Nelson, who, again, has, I think, over half of Fork Union's points tonight. Give my man the ball. Yeah, he tried, but just put it up high. I mean, he's got
6'8".
6'8". young man guarding him is significantly shorter. He had good position.
Do we have another game this week, or is it Friday?
Just Friday. And next week it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Woodbury, senior night. And that'll be huge from a prep league and state ranking standpoint. Turnover there.
Good take again. CJ Nelson.
A rare miss by Nelson.
Yeah. I got to tell you, he is not afraid to take it to the lane.
Absolutely.
Another one. Good look right there. Air ball.
Good hustle by Deuce, but it will be Fuma ball.
Fuma passes it into the wing. Back to number 11. Good ball movement right there, just missed that shot.
Oh,
good look.
That was a sweet pass.
That was a great look by Alex. And his court vision is, I mean, outstanding. He can see guys all the way across.
Alex plays with a very straight face. Like, if I have a pass like that, I just love it with a smile on my face.
Yeah, Alex, it's funny too because he's like, you see him around school, he's all smiles, but on the court, he keeps it really the same no matter what. Stoic. Yeah.
It's a good trait.
Not Maddox, though. He's all smiles no matter where he is.
Yeah.
Mason used to always tell us that he has that.
That Mason does or Maddox does? Yeah. He does. Good job by Keaton Gregory to knock down the 2 free throws. Also, I want to point back to that last transition. The pass by Deuce to Alex was also a good one. And now Deuce gets a steal.
Great steal.
Lobs it up. No, but good follow by Alex.
Good putback.
Deuce gives him my bad. He took Mason a little off course. But the pass to Alex, Deuce drew all the defense, then kicked it out to Alex, which opened up that lane for Keaton. Timeout Fork Union. And those are the kind of crafty plays by Deuce that you don't usually see a freshman make a play like that.
Yeah, he's smooth. Everything he does just looks comfortable out there.
All right, Carson, you said you had some questions for me?
Yeah, I had one question. I already asked my other one, though, about what your main focus is for these games. But one was, I feel like TSBN has really become a pivotal part of the Titan Athletics. How does it feel to know that you've started something that has turned the tide of sports broadcasting for the entire school?
Wow. Thanks, Carson.
Great question.
I didn't. That's pretty cool.
Some new words.
Yeah, pivotal. That's like 7 letters. No, first of all, Miss Prilliman it was really her idea. And, you know, I've been fortunate to do a lot of the broadcast piece of it, but this was what I wanted to do when I was a kid. Like when I was in middle school, I wanted to be a sportscaster, so I've just loved doing it. But the thing that's really exciting to me is getting new students involved, so especially and then also developing, there's the same word I used about coaching, but chemistry. So, like, as a nice wraparound by Trey there, but like the chemistry that Silvio and I developed in football, the chemistry that Ryan and I have developed in basketball. I've done a bunch of soccer broadcasts with CC Molesky in doing the boys' soccer games, and also going back a little further, like Griffin Wright, Jack Toscano, some guys that we podcasted together. Sam Gorey. So for me, the thing I love about all parts of my job is working with kids, like getting to have that energy that teenagers have. And so seeing it, and then my other thing I'm passionate about is high school sports. So for me, TESPN has been like a perfect outlet. And, it's so funny, like I talk to so many alums who constantly say, God, I wish we had that when I went here. Even Mondo, when he was here a couple weeks ago, was like, I would have loved to do this. And so it's I'm really proud of the work that we've done. And then Carter Tyree, we can't do any of this without him. He has all the technical knowledge, including how to
Great class. Yep.
Yeah, the inaugural sports media class will forever have a fond spot in my heart. Second semester class is getting there. Some of these kids need to come out of their shell. But yeah, my hope is that TESPN just keeps getting bigger and bigger and doing more and more different types of things. I'm really excited about this idea we have coming up for the 9th grade varsity athlete, roundtable discussion. I think it's going to be a cool chance to hear from some of our future stars. But basically, the big idea is Miss Perlman. The technical execution is Tyree. And me, man, I just get to talk about sports and high school sports and Richmond High School sports and Trinity High School sports, which are all things that, honestly, I talk about all the time, whether there's a microphone in my face or not. So it's like I get to do it. I would be doing this anyway. So it's been cool. It's also been a great way for me as I've transitioned out of coaching basketball to stay involved in a game that I love.
And also, players care about or anything, but when I was a freshman and I was on the podcast, it actually gave me a lot of confidence. It definitely boosts, when you come in and shy, then you get a lot of attention.
Yeah. Alex Shakin.
Great.
Speaking of confidence, he did not have the confidence to do that a couple years ago.
Showing it right there.
Big finish by Alex. Yeah, it's amazing when we do those podcasts, how many people, before the camera goes on, I would say the majority are like, I'm so nervous, this is going to be terrible, and then they're almost always awesome. Alex is in his bag now, and we mentioned the Titans having a sloppy second quarter, but they're rolling here in the third. That 12-point lead is all the way back up to 27 now, and they're running, they're sharing the ball.
Speaking of the duo, Mason and Alex.
Yeah.
I feel like you see Mason, you see Alex, you see Alex, you see Mason.
Yeah, I love it. They're both such great representatives and ambassadors for the school. Having taught them both in honors history, they're fantastic students, intellectually curious, and just so much more than just athletes, but great basketball players as well. So, love it. Another thing that's so neat about it, I talk about this sometimes too, is I'm always really fascinated by and protective of great friendships in high school. Because I always say, being a teenager is hard enough. You don't need beef with your friends.
Yeah.
And so when I see a friendship like those two, that you just know they're going to be friends for life, you know that they've got each other's back through everything, it really warms the heart. Yeah.
Me and Lila Grace, my best friend who plays good hockey with me, there was wasn't field hockey, I don't think we would be as close as we are. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, some of my best friends to this day are my high school basketball teammates. Several were groomsmen at my wedding, so
It's awesome.
those bonds that you form through sports and through the ups and downs of high school and teenage life are really special. And if you can find people that you can count on, chef's kiss. As 2 free throws made by Fuma. Nice pass, Trey to Keaton. Thought Keaton got fouled there, no call. We talked earlier when Deuce went to the ground how when you don't have to fall too far, it doesn't hurt that bad, but Keaton has a lot farther to fall.
A lot further. Trey Coles, good pass to Brent Thompson. Rebound, Keaton, good putback. Yeah, Keaton's been doing a great job this season with his rebounds and putbacks. He's always in the middle, he's a pretty strong kid, can fight down there.
So we just got 13 seconds left here in the third quarter. Trinity lead is up to 29 points. Brent Thompson just fouled out. Of course, one of those fouls was that technical he had. So not Brent's best game of the season. Hopefully he'll bounce back on Friday.
He should.
Gonna need 'em.
Definitely going to need him. And Simon is telling me that Stab leads St. Christopher's by 11 right now with about 3 minutes left. So if that result holds, the Trinity St. Chris game on Friday will be for second place in the league. And that seeding is going to be huge because the Prep League tournament, the top two get a bye, right? 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. Yep. And then if you can get in that second place spot, you're going to host the semifinals, which would be a huge advantage. So
there you go. Good luck.
Yeah.
After coming from a loss, you get mad and play your heart out the next game, or you let the loss get to you. And
Yeah, and it's not over yet over there, but Stab up 13 with 2:19 to go. And Stab, of course, the league runs through them and has for a couple years now. Damon Altizer, the coach up there, has done an incredible job of making them one of the top programs in the state. All right, we got 1 quarter left to go. Titans up 27. Tony, I'm going to ask you first. Give Carson a little time to think about it. She might need a little time to think on this one. Of the 4 JV players who've been pulled up for today, which one are you the most excited to possibly see out there?
I'm really excited to see Blake Culliver. I played with him his 8th grade year when I was a sophomore. And, I mean, he was just a great playmaker. He could move, he was shifty. Just a great guy that you want to have the ball.
Mine's definitely biased. I've always wanted to play with my sister, so
Maybe you'll get the chance.
hopefully.
Huey Stone into the game. Someone I am always looking forward to seeing on the court or really anywhere.
I actually heard you guys were best friends.
I spend probably more time with Huey than anyone else. He's in my room a lot. Who told you that? Him? Oh, right. Nice pass there by Deuce Mason. I'm loving what Deuce is doing out there. And good finish by Keaton Gregory.
Good defense by Darian Urban.
Stone with a rebound.
Good rebound.
A BFF up to Darian Irvin. And Keaton Mason back to
Good
Keaton.
look.
And that's twice in a row that 9th grader Deuce Mason has found 9th grader Keaton Gregory. They're building a chemistry, which is great to see. And the lead, I believe for the first time, has reached the 30-point mark. Huey has spent most of this defensive possession on the ground. So he fell twice.
Maddox is coming in.
Maddox Patrick.
All right. Crowd is excited to see it. Varsity debut. He's wearing number 23. That shows a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Although, let me ask y'all, like 23, the of course basketball number of probably the 2 greatest players ever, Michael Jordan and LeBron James, in that order. How do we have a number 23 and nobody's worn it yet? Like
That's pretty surprising.
right? Like if I'm on the team and 23 is available,
Oh, yeah.
why am I choosing like 22 or 13? Like what are these guys doing?
Yeah.
But that's so Maddox to come in and be like, yeah, I'll take 23.
That's awesome.
What number are you for baseball tonight?
Number 10. Yeah.
All right, another 9th grade JV player making his debut, Kevin Kronheim. He's the one, if I had to say, I'm most excited to see just because I've known Kevin for many years now. He's a 9th grader, but he's the one I was saying, he went to my basketball camp since he was a little kid. He used to dominate at the Titan camp. Maddox, first time touching the ball, wastes no time.
There we go.
Strong move. The swag to step up to varsity, say, give me number 23, get the ball for the first time, and go right to the basket. Looks like he took free throw shooting lessons from Mason. Getting his nerves out. I think he's going to make this one.
You know what? Me too.
Me too.
Yep. There it goes.
All right. First varsity points, Maddox Patrick.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Simon reminded me here that my announcer's jinx did not happen that time, so that's good. Maddox is impervious to the jinx. Jinxes look at Maddox and disappear.
Yep. They're scared. 23.
Put Maddox on the Detroit Lions, and they might actually go to the Super Bowl. Kevin, his first time getting the ball, he takes it to the hoop. Could have been a backcourt violation, but we'll play on.
Yeah.
Blake Cullither in for the first time as well. And CJ Nelson said, you're going to put some JV guys out here? I'm going to just go to the lane and add to my game-high 24 points.
Yeah, he is not backing down.
He actually looks much faster because freshman year we did strength and conditioning together, and he definitely looks much faster than he did as a freshman.
I believe that. Nelson hits the free throw. And now Isaiah Branch. And he's got number 1.
Oh, wow.
How did none of these varsity guys take 1 and 23?
Oh, good. Oh, good save.
Yeah, pretty exciting for the future of Trinity basketball, though. With you already got 3 freshmen and an 8th grader on varsity. Isaiah Carter, by the way, not here tonight. I think he's sick, but you got 3 freshmen and an 8th grader on varsity. You got a JV team that's 12-2. You got Maddox, Kevin, Isaiah, Blake coming up playing this game. I mean, pretty awesome.
Was it JV the next night?
They played before this, but tomorrow I don't think so. They have St. Chris Friday as well before the girls' game. So that's a triple header Friday for Titan night. Boys JV at 4 against St. Christopher's. Girls varsity at 5:30 against Collegiate. Boys varsity at 7 against St. Christopher's. And we got I think it was a shot clock issue there, is why the officials stopped things. So it'll be Fork Union ball. 4 minutes to go. All right, Zay into the stat sheet with a rebound.
Bit of a late call.
Yeah, I mean it looked awkward, but I'm not sure it was actually a double dribble, but that's what they called. So Isaiah now with a rebound and a turnover.
Huey Stone takes the ball up. Nice move, drive with the right hand. Just misses that layup. Isaiah Branch going to take the ball up for the Titans. Huey Stone.
Well, that 30-point lead is shrunk a little bit here. And now Kevin Cronheim back in for Blake Cullither. And turned right back over. You know, one thing I can hear from up here, Coach Blazer really coaching these young guys hard, which I think is good to see. You know, he's not just sitting back, getting ready to bask in the glory of win number 100, but the consummate coach. He's you know, even though the majority of the players on the court for Trinity right now aren't even on the varsity, and are, as far as I know, are going back to JV later this week. As
Right there by Maddox.
Coach Blazer's really just working with him hard. But yeah, Maddox with the layup. He's now got 3 points and now a foul.
Aggressive.
Gosh, I never noticed that Trey and Alex were on the team. I never really thought about that.
Say that again?
I never actually thought that Trey and Alex were on the team.
Yeah.
Just goes in.
Maddox hustling out. And Blake back in. And Coach Blazer also, he's doing a nice job rotating all these guys so they all get a little bit of court time. Good pass by Isaiah Branch.
Good rebound by Darian Irvin. Good take.
Ooh, lefty.
Oh, wow.
Get in, no, but Kevin with a follow, and he scores.
Good rebound, good putback, good play. Look at that hustle.
Good take by Nelson.
Darian Irvin on the wing, drives.
Nelson now with a steal. He's playing hard to the very end. But Isaiah takes it right back.
Foul.
And a little bit of a welcome to varsity basketball moment there.
Yeah.
I'm too happy about that one.
I mean, that's probably in JV. He probably makes that layup. But it's not a, 6'2", 18-year-old chasing him.
Back with the three. Just misses that one. As Thule takes it up.
Guess he must have left, but TB, if you're watching, your boys are out there making things happen.
Wow.
Three-pointer.
Look at that shot.
Alexander Abram cuts it to 20 as we're into the last minute of the game.
I wonder where they're just going to do that.
It's a legitimate question.
It is.
What's your go-to, Mr. Hamlin?
Sheets.
Nice and fast.
Or Wawa?
Wawa's good too.
Stab did go ahead and beat St. Christopher's, so that just about, I think, clinches the Prep League regular season for Stab again and makes that St. Chris Trinity game on Friday a huge one for second place in the league. Isaiah with a block.
Wow, look at that.
But great hustle by Nelson. He's got to be pushing about 30 points here. So this final score is going to be a little closer than it certainly was a few minutes ago. But at the end of the day, it's a feel-good win. A lot of guys got to play. And congratulations to Coach Andrew Blazer for his 100th career win. Final score, Trinity Episcopal 77, Fork Union Military Academy 61. And
Good win for the Titans.
it is a good win for the Titans. They improve on the season to 14-8.
Going to Friday off a win.
Yeah, 3-game winning streak.
St. Chris.
We got the momentum.
They are on, I believe, a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And I'll ask each of you, give me your player of the game.
You got a first, Tony?
All right. Well, last time I was here, I kind of got out of the question, said it was a team effort, but today I'm going to say it was Alex Chaikin. While he was on defense, cut his face open, came back, knocked out some threes, had good defense, had great looks, great court vision, and I really feel like he brought the energy for the Titans tonight on the court.
I mean, that's what I was actually going to say that too, but my point was that he started off the game a little, wasn't making as many threes as he usually does, and I think he definitely bounced back and finished the game off strong.
So you're going for Alex as well?
Yeah.
All right. I vote Mason Patrick, but I lose 2-1. Simon, you got a player of the game?
It was a team effort.
Simon says team effort. All right, cool. Well, Friday night, we will be here for a big Richmond rivalry, big Prep League game. St. Christopher's, I believe they're 18-6. Trinity Episcopal 14-8. Tied for second place in the league at 5-2 each. And the winner's going to have that inside track on second place and a potential bye in the Prep League tournament. Thanks, everybody who joined us. Thanks for sticking with us through a few technical issues. History was made here tonight in the booth and on the court. In the booth with a three-person crew of Carson Beatty, Tony Benitez, and myself, Rick Hamlin. On the court, Coach Andrew Blazer with win number 100. Congratulations, Coach Blazer. Congratulations to all the JV guys who got their first minutes at the varsity level. Thank you for joining us. We will see you